I'm Lieu Smith, and I graduated in 1954 with a Bachelor of Science in Agricultural Engineering. And I returned after serving 2 years in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and earned my Master of Science degree in Structural Engineering. Well, I grew up on a small farm in Oklahoma during the Dust Bowl days. My father lost his job in Indiana, so we migrated to Oklahoma when a lot of the Oklahoma folks were leaving for California because of the Dust Bowl. But nevertheless, we had bought a farm in foreclosure in the mid-1930s. And so we moved to that farm and became farmers. My father worked on the side as an engineer. He was a surveyor and a civil engineer. And so that got us to Oklahoma. I grew up on that farm and attended a little one-room country schoolhouse on the back corner of our farm. The teacher taught all 8 grades in that one-room country school. Curriculum was pretty limited, as you can imagine, in a small farm community like that. We didn't have any advanced subjects like chemistry and algebra. We had agriculture and things like that that we needed to live in the environment that we were working in. I was influenced by a Cherokee lady who was a school teacher, and she taught me basic English as a freshman. Her family had suffered a lot of hardship as a result of the Trail of Tears, how we treated Native Americans, and yet she rose above all that to become a wonderful person who influenced my life and got me started off to college. I owe her a great debt of gratitude for that. I was introduced to President Henry G. Bennett by my ag teacher who had graduated from then Oklahoma A&M. He was a wonderful man. I was convinced that was the place I wanted to go to school. And so I enrolled there in 1949 and started work on a degree in agricultural engineering. Well, that wasn't easy because I grew up in this farm atmosphere and I didn't really have to work very hard in high school. I kind of coasted through, but now I really had to bear down and start working. Oklahoma A&M was a major adjustment for me, socially, environmentally, academically. It changed the course of my life. I went to work and earned those 2 degrees. I started out in 1957 designing highway bridges in upstate New York. As you probably know, the interstate highway system was just coming into being, and they needed a lot of engineers. That was about 5 years. I was recalled to active duty during the Berlin crisis. And at the end of that, I decided I really wanted to do something different. Russia had sent up Sputnik, and the United States was now interested in rockets and spaceships and that kind of thing. So I applied to the firm of Swart and Parcel in St. Louis for a job which was reasonably close to my home in Oklahoma. Got a job there working on the big test stands for the Apollo program, where we put men on the moon. My job was designing the flame deflectors and the big pump station that pumped water to cool all this stuff. That got me into the space program. Some years later, the program came along for the space shuttle, and that continued on. I designed test stands for Morton Thackall for the solid rocket boosters, did some work for NASA for the external tank facility down in Michoud, Louisiana. And finally, I was named the program manager for the Space Shuttle Launchpad Complex at Vandenberg Air Force Base. And that was probably one of the best projects of my career, because we won a lot of prizes. That is a very complicated project. It was constantly changing. It was a management challenge to keep that thing on track and on schedule and within budget. That resulted in us winning the special award from the American Consulting Engineers Council called the Grand Conceptor Award. In our industry, that's the highest award that can be given in any one year. And we won that award in 1986. That was a crowning achievement. There were people all along the way. They encouraged me, helped me, I owe society a great debt of gratitude. As a result, I became an ordained minister in my career. I pastored 2 churches for an extensive period of time, made a major contribution to the food bank in Carroll County, Arkansas, and it makes me feel good. I can give back to society. I set up a fund to provide scholarships to female Native Americans to become doctors of osteopathic medicine. And I think that's a contribution back to the Cherokee Nation and others to help lift them up to a higher level and improve the life of all Native Americans as well as rural Oklahomans. That's been my passion in retirement. Well, I'm married, have 3 children. My first wife is passed, and so I'm engaged to get married again. I'm 91 years old. I'm getting married and Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's probably quite a change, but that's okay. I feel I've got some good life left in me. I'm marrying a widow lady who's 80 years old. She has some good life left in her. We get along good. It'll be a good time for both of us. So it's time to smell the roses a bit after a rather long career.